Tara Whitney from Whitney Consulting. We write grants, tenders and business cases, and I'm talking about a particular grant today that I've had some questions about. So if you are a First Nations organisation and you are looking to apply for the Strengthening Drought Resilience on Country, that's what I'm going to talk about today. This is under the Future Drought Fund. So the Future Drought Fund has a number of grants every year, which are all designed to invest in drought and climate resilience. This particular one, Strengthening Drought on Country, is open at the moment and it closes on the 16th of December 2025. If you are thinking about applying for this, you must be a First Nations organisation, so the lead applicant. You can have a group of organisations come together, but the lead applicant, the person who actually applies, has to be a First Nations organisation. This grant is going to fund up to 6 organisations across Australia. Now, what they will fund is the organisation will be funded up to $1 million for the administration side of it, which I'll run through what that means. They can then be funded a further $1 million to actually deliver projects, but they won't do the delivering. So whoever the applicant is won't be delivering the projects. They'll be providing that extra $1 million per region to other organisations to deliver the projects. So it's $1 million per region to deliver projects, and you can deliver, you can fund it across other regions. No, you don't have to just do one, but you must have a relationship and connections to the region. But the organisation will get $1 million for the admin stuff. Now, what that means is all of the work involved in co-designing the projects with other organisations, with community. You're going to need to have staffing and travel, catering. You need to organise these discussions to make sure that you are co-designing projects. Now, the projects obviously are to support drought resilience, drought and climate impacts. So they've got to align with local priorities. They've got to be for that region, and the projects have to be about drought and climate resilience. Now, that $1 million that you can use for admin also is going to be required for you to assess projects, for you to monitor them and make sure that the people delivering the projects are actually delivering and achieving outcomes, and you'll need to report on those outcomes and what has been delivered. So there's $1 million for that admin side of it. The other $1 million, which is per region, is then for you to give to subgrantees. So you portion that money out to projects, and it's the people that get that money that deliver the project. So you as an organisation are not actually doing any of the drought resilience projects. You are providing the money to other organisations to do those on-ground works. Now, some examples of projects that can be funded using local Indigenous plants as cattle stock, feed to promote sustainable farming, restoring wetlands, drought resilience training for youth, for the younger generation to learn. There's a whole bunch of different types depending on what local priorities are and what the organisations you co-design with are looking to do. Some things to remember about this particular grant: just remembering that you're not delivering any of the projects, you're providing it to others. The subgrantees you provide it to, they also do need to be First Nations organisations. Obviously, they can work with others, but they need to be a First Nations organisation that you're providing that money to deliver the project. The other important part that you need to know is you don't have to put any cash in. So if you're applying for this funding, you don't have to put any money in, but it would be really good if you have some in-kind contribution, especially from potentially other businesses or organisations in the area, that will show that you really have regional support. Because obviously a huge part of this grant is being able to connect people, being able to talk to a wide range of people, women, youth, the whole community, to actually talk to them, co-design these projects with them. So demonstrating that you have that connection, those networks, that you've got the support of the region that you're applying for the funding in is important. And if you can have some in-kind contributions, perhaps from an organisation, to say that they're going to give up their time to help, to attend meetings, all of those sorts of things would be really useful. The particular grant has, it's fairly complex, as you can probably tell from the admin funding, and then there's a project funding, and you've got to assess and you've got to give money out to subgrantees. So you really need to be an organisation that has some real strength in administration and evaluation, and also overseeing projects. You also need to have a lot of connections, like I said, with people within the region. There's a lot of little different aspects to it about what you can spend the money, can't. So have a read of the grant guidelines. But if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to reach out, and I can give you some answers about this particular grant. It's called the Future Drought Fund, Strengthening Drought Resilience on Country. And as I said, you must be a First Nations business organisation to apply, and you must be pretty good at organising and talking to people and co-designing projects, and also overseeing the projects and making sure that they deliver on the outcomes. So you can contact us at funding@whitneyconsulting.com.au, which is funding@WHITNEY consulting.com.au, or check us out on our website, which is whitneyconsulting.com.au. Thanks.